guys, this is Dave. Geneva, Switzerland. We were there in June, and this is the train station here. You could just walk from the airport baggage claim right to the station, hop on a train just about anywhere in Switzerland. If you get the SBB app, you can buy tickets and grab the half fare card, which you can buy on the app as well. We grabbed this train to Montreux. I think it was a little over an hour. I'm not a Switzerland travel expert, but I'm just a fellow traveler like you, so I'm just going to give you some of my impressions of the week we spent here. So Lake Geneva, Montreux, just amazing place. You can see, the lakefront there. Very interesting architecture. You can grab a bus over here to Schilthorn Castle, which we went there on a Sunday. It was closed, but still, very, very unique and ancient location. We walked over to the pavilion, just happened to catch this Swiss saw demonstration, a competition, I guess, where these guys are going for speed and just individually sawing through a giant piece of timber here. You can see the clocks going. We didn't stick around to see the grand championship. After this, we stopped at a store and grabbed some cheese and some bread, bottle of wine, and hopped on the Golden Pass Express train, which goes from Montreux to Interlaken, Switzerland, up in the Jungfrau region. And we had first class seats, and we reserved some seats here, which I would advise doing if you do take this Golden Pass train, which is sort of a tourist train with really extra large windows and amazing scenery going up out of Montreux up into the mountains on the way to Interlaken. You go through some of these really amazing micro little villages with really cool architecture and homes and chalets. Now, this train did have a full service kitchen where they were serving food. You could order food, but we just brought our own. So I'm jumping ahead here to the Lauterbrunnen Valley on our way to Wengen in the Jungfrau region of the Berner Oberland. So here's Wengen, where we were staying. Really amazing little town, carless, and everyone walks, from the train station to where you're staying. It's really quaint. You can see here in the summer even, you can see the snow-capped mountains. Here, the view from the balcony of our little hotel that we were staying at, Jungfrau Blick. Mountain view, totally worth it, with a little balcony we hung out on. So this is, kind of relaxing after a long day of travel. It's the next morning now, and we're just walking through the village. They have these little playgrounds with these mazes for the kids, just handmade. The kids, had hours of fun playing with those things. We're on our way to Mürren this morning. We're going to take a gondola out of Lauterbrunnen up to Grüßalp and then on to Mürren. I mean, what can you really say other than wow? You ever hear the term packed like sardines? Check out the town of Meuren. Again, this place doesn't allow cars. It's on the other side of the valley from Wengen, and some people like to stay here as well. It's also similar to Wengen in that it's a really tiny little village up on the side of a giant cliff above the Lauterbrunnen Valley. We didn't stay too long in Meuren because we were on a mission. We were actually headed up to the Schilthorn, which is the round revolving restaurant and observation deck up on the top of a really high mountain. This is the gondola that you take. This cost was a little extra, even though we did have a travel pass that allowed us to pretty much go on any train or gondola or bus in this entire region. There's the Berg Thrill Walk. I don't think it was open when we were there. I think they had it closed down for some reason. Nancy was not going to go on that thing, I tell you that. This place is actually pretty famous for a 60s era James Bond movie where James Lazenby played Bond, his one and only role playing that. In Her Majesty's Secret Service is the birth of literally Dr. Evil. Telly Savalas plays the mastermind whose lair is up there. I didn't know this, but Mike Myers definitely got his inspiration for Dr. Evil, and he has the cat and everything in that movie. Bond, James Bond. I don't think he actually says that in this movie. There's a scene here where they play curling in the movie, you know, with the brooms and so on, but I don't think it was filmed here because, you know, I looked at the movie and there's no steps that come up. I think they may have filmed that down at Berg and just kind of did an insert here. Of course, the revolving restaurant's also up here, although we did not partake. Don't miss this other little trek you can make out the side of the observation deck down to a little further observation deck. Now, if you have vertigo, you do feel a little dizzy when you're walking out here. This is really high, and video never does it justice. I remember the feeling I got walking around out here was kind of like, whoa, you know, I mean, this is like almost 10,000 feet. You can see the famous mountains from almost anywhere around here. The Eiger, the Monk, and the Jungfrau. Apparently the Ogre, or Eiger, wants to get his lecherous hands on the Jungfrau Virgin, and the monk apparently is standing in his way. Okay, here's a secret tip for the kiddos. Don't tell your parents. Tell them that you'll be good if they take you to Almendubel. Again, that is Almendubel. It's got the most killer playground, all made out of wood with zip lines and water pumps and races. And it's even got some things for the adults. To get there, you just head to the center of Meuren, up on the hill, and catch the vernacular or the inclined railway up to the station. One more little Swiss tip. When you're coming down, don't forget to stop at Grimmelwald. Not to be confused with Grindelwald. Grimmelwald is this little town, and they have like some cool craft beers there and these farm fridges. And the water, you can just drink it right out of the tap. Now we took a gondola down to Stückelberg, and then we walked along the river in the Lauterbrunnen Valley. So when you get off the gondola, you head to the left and you go over the bridge on the river, and you'll find a little walking path. The waterfalls here coming down the 1,000-foot cliffs are just astounding. Now it's the next day, and what do they say in Switzerland is the mountains are always sunny in the morning. Well, if you get a sunny day, take advantage of it, because this was the second day in the Jungfrau region, and it's completely socked in at elevation. Now we did check the webcams, but hey, we're here, so what do? You walk in a cloud. This is the Manglekin to Kleine Scheidegg Panorama Trail. It takes like an hour or so, all downhill, luckily for us. Nancy was a little cold.
So we're walking on the trail from Manglekin to Kleine Scheidegg. Yes. Want to say something? Huh?
Freezing.
You're freezing? You want your fleece?
Yeah, I owe her one for that one. And the possible avalanche. There's an old Swiss saying, who needs a truck when you have a helicopter? Actually, I just made that up, but these pilots definitely have some guts. This guy was like flying right into a cloud bank. We took the cogwheel train up to Eiger Glacier. Some people go on to the Jungfraujoch, but that was like another $100 or something per person, so we just kind of ended our little tour here. I did tell Nancy we may have to scale the North Face, but not today. Couldn't really see too much, you know, even though this mountain is just ginormous. Like 60 people have died trying to summit the Eiger, and this is like the North Face right here. You just can't see anything. Now the clouds broke just for a second, gave us a view of the monk and the Jungfrau. It's like the newest gondola. We have this to ourselves, this whole thing. So we took the Eiger Express back down to Grindelwald, and then you hop a short train ride to the village itself. We only spent a few hours there, then headed back. I kid you not, we got the Ricola gondola. Hey, on this ride, here's a little tip. If you look down on the way back to Manglekin, up on the mountain there, you will see a bunch of marmot milling about in the grass below. Okay, next day. Last day of our Berner Oberland train pass, and we took a boat, we took a steam train, we took a train, we took pretty much everything. Nancy in her marmot jacket, here in the town of Brienz, on Lake Brienz. This is the steam train up to the Rothorn. Quick tip, definitely make reservations for this on their website, because if you don't have them, you might get stuck in line like we did and have to wait 40 minutes, and then we almost didn't make the boat trip down there on the lake that we wanted to take to Giessbach Falls. Okay, just enough time for one brewski, then we gotta get out of here. These paddle wheel boats on Lake Brienz are definitely worthwhile. One tip though, if you want to get off at one of the little towns, make sure you get in line before you arrive. I thought they were gonna like throw me off the boat. This is Giessbach Falls, and these boats stop here like every 20 minutes or something, so you really can make this a quick day trip from Interlaken. And there's like a little pathway that goes up along the falls, or you can take a vernacular up to this really interesting hotel and then walk down. Here's that cool bridge I saw from the boat. Might get a little wet. We're sort of in a hurry because we're headed to Zermatt. So here we are in Zermatt. Now, Zermatt has a completely different kind of vibe. I would sort of say Cosmo sort of ski village. This place probably is hopping in the wintertime, but obviously also in the summer. Again, no cars are allowed here. Don't get run over by one of the little electric cabs though. One of the reasons we came here was to go up to the Matterhorn.
Attention, the train is arriving.
Now you catch this train, the Gornergrat Bahn, right in Zermatt, and it takes you up about 10,000 feet to the Gornergrat. Oh, hey, fancy running into you up here. Look familiar? Oh yeah. Believe it or not, this train station was built in 1898 up here. There's also a hotel here, right there, some observatories, so I guess you can stay in that hotel.
This is the Gornergrat station, and then the Matterhorn is right there. I'm a little winded because it's pretty high altitude up here. I'm not sure what it is, but 3,000 meters. Huh? Everyone's shooting selfies and TikTok videos up here and Instagrams. So we're joining the party. It's a little busy, you know, when you look over here, just because you see the glacier coming down very, very far down.
So we hopped back on the train to go down one station to Rottenbaden, and we were told that the trekking's a little easier there going down versus walking down from Gornergrat directly. From Rottenbaden, we were going to hike down to the famous lake, the Reifel Sea, and then continue on to Reifelberg. There were actually two little lakes up here, the Reifel Sea and this little blue lake. What I saw next was unbelievable. No, not that, although that's pretty cool. Brr. This water must be pretty cold. I don't know, 50 degrees? Maybe they're from Iceland. couldn't ask for a better day. It was perfect for this reflection shot. You know, when I think back about this walk here, there's really no words to describe it. This was a bright, sunny Thursday morning in June, and there was really no one around. Hey, look, there's Riffelberg. Wimperstube Fondue. Wimperstube. It's fun to say Swiss names. Wimpystube.
Hi guys.
Hi.
It's our anniversary today.
Yep, 11 years.
11 years, and we're on the Matterhorn Express in Switzerland.
Last day in Switzerland. It was rainy, drizzly, overcast, but that didn't matter because it's really about who you're with. The Trockner Stag was pretty much abandoned on this dreary, drizzly day in June, but we had it all to ourselves, so it was kind of romantic. And then we headed back down to Fury and walked down to Zermatt.
Zermatt.